Okay. Welcome to the video lecture series on antennas and wave propagation. So, we are discussing about antenna fundamentals and linear wire antennas. So, in the previous class, we discussed about what is various types of antennas and what are the basic requirement for any antenna is once design the antenna, how to check the characteristics of that antenna with another antenna. So, that means you require some parameters. So, to know the quantitative measures of your designed antenna, we required antenna parameters. So, in the last class, we discussed about what is radiation pattern and what is beam width and what are the field zones of the antenna. Now, in this class, we are discussing about important parameters of an antenna, that is directivity, gain and radiation intensity and also beam efficiency. So, once this topic is over, student will know the performance of antenna in terms of its radiation intensity, directivity, gain and efficiency. So, the first parameter is beam area and beam solid angle. So, before going to this topic, we want some basics about what is radian and what is steradian. What is radian? So, if you want to measure the plane angle, by using radian, we can measure it. Or if you want to measure your solid angle, that means your structure is a solid structure or it is looking like a sphere, then we can measure of that solid angle is a steradian. So, how we can define the radian? So, the angle made at the center of circle with a radius of r by an arc equivalent to the radius around the total circumference of a circle. Suppose this is what we are discussing, this is the center point and this is the radius of your arc, that means the radius from the center, this is the radius and this is the arc length. So, this angle theta is called as your radian. So, 1 radian is equals to 180 by pi in degrees, that is equals to 57.3 degrees. So, your radian is equals to 1 radian is equals to arc length by your radius. So, we know that circumference of a circle is with radius r is 2 pi r. So, therefore, to complete the entire circle, you require 2 pi radians. So, we can measure the radians in terms of rads, rads. So, the measurement of plane angle is by radian and from the center we are measuring this angle with the arc length on a circle. So, 1 radian is equals to arc length with arc length by radius. So, 1 rad is equals to 180 by pi, that is equals to 57.3 degrees. Now, coming back to steradian. So, the measure of solid angle, see this is how we can measure the steradian. So, here also we are taking the angle from the center of sphere and from this we can measure our angle to a surface of sphere with area is equals to. So, this area is equals to, actually it is looking like a square with radius r and r. So, the total area is equals to r square. So, the angle made at the center of a sphere of radius r, so that is subtended by a spherical surface whose area is equal to the square with the radius of r is the each length. So, 1 steradian is equals to 1 rad square. 1 steradian is equals to 1 radiation square. So, that is equals to 180 by pi whole square degrees square. So, that is equals to 3283 degrees square degrees. This is about steradian. If you want to measure your plane angle, we required our radian. If you want to measure the solid angle, we required our steradian. 1 steradian is equals to 1 rad square. So, that is equals to 3283 steradian. So, if you know the area of sphere with radius r, so therefore it requires for a sphere with area 4 pi r square. So, it requires to complete the open solid of sphere, it requires 4 pi steradians. So, next, beam area or beam solid angle. So, it is defined as the integral of the normalized power pattern over a sphere. So, we know for sphere it requires 4 pi steradians. So, it is defined as the integral of the normalized power pattern over a sphere. So, beam area. So, this is a radiation, this is a power pattern, this is our main beam, this is power pattern, this is our main beam. So, beam area, so this entire area from here to here, so it is called total beam area. So, this is our area, so where we have to find out our beam area, this one beam area. So, this is, if you draw the half power beam area, that is 3 dB or 0.5 dB. For power pattern, if you want to find out our half power beam width, we have to draw a line at 0.5. Here we draw a line and see the angular difference between the 2 points is our half power beam width. So, this is the total solid angle. This is the total solid angle. So, this is the actual area of beam area, and that is the solid angle. So, 1 steradian is equals to, already in the above we discussed, 1 steradian is equals to 180 by pi whole square in degree square. So, that is equals to 3283 square degrees. That is why this is drawn in the top of the 3, that is square degrees, and in sphere, so that is equals to 41253 square degrees. So, we know that 4 pi steradians is for to complete an area of sphere, it requires 4 pi steradians. So, we know the steradian formula. So, this one. So, 4 pi into 180 by pi whole square is equals to, if you get this one, 41253 square degrees. Suppose this is a 3-dimensional coordinating system. So, in this system, we are taking a small piece of this part, small area of this part. So, in the sphere, already we are taken that in the sphere, from the center, if you are take a point from the center, the sphere area, we are taking a sphere area whose one side is r d theta and another side is r sin theta d phi, and this is r d theta. So, total the small area dA means it is a differential area. So, that is the multiplication of r sin theta into r d theta d phi. So if you multiply these two terms, so it becomes r square into sin theta d theta d phi. So this term r sin theta d theta d phi, we can call it as, that is differential solid angle, where differential solid angle is equals to sin theta d theta d phi. So here we are taking a small piece of area, that is the infinitesimal area. So in the figure we are written as dA, but we are written as ds also, whatever, no problem. We are taken as ds on the surface of the sphere with radius r. So in the diagram, dA is given as r square sin theta d theta d phi. So from this we are calculating the differential solid angle. Differential solid angle is equals to, actually it is defined as ds by r square. So we know ds, this one r square sin theta d theta d phi. So by r square. So r square gets cancelled. So your differential solid angle sin theta d theta d phi. So now what we are doing is, if you want to find out this is the differential solid angle, this is not solid angle. So if you want to find out the solid angle, what we have to do is, we have to integrate both sides. So after integration, the solid angle is the d, so d psi is equals to, if you integrate that, psi is equals to integration of 4 pi double integration of 4 pi into sin theta d theta d phi, or we can say that integration of pi is equal to 0 to 2 pi and theta is equal to 0 to pi sin theta d theta d phi, that is equals to 4 pi steradian. So this is for a sphere, whose solid angle is equals to 4 pi steradian. So our original definition is of beam area or beam solid angle is equals to, it is defined as the integral of the normalized power pattern over a sphere. So we know that the solid angle, and this is what our beam area is equals to integral of the normalized power pattern over a sphere. So this is the formula for sphere. So integral pi is equal to 0 to 2 pi and theta is equal to 0 to pi. So this is the normalized power pattern into sin theta d theta d phi. So what is this normalized power pattern? When we are getting the normalized power pattern, so normalized power pattern is equals to, if you get so many values we are getting for at different angles. So if you differentiate the ratio of the one angle term with the maximum power density or maximum power. So suppose if you take a circle or something, you are getting here one value, at theta is equal to some 5 degrees, we are getting some value, theta is equal to 10 degrees, you are getting some value, or theta is equal to 15, getting you are some value. And if you tabulate all these values, so somewhere you get the maximum value. So if you get the whatever value, so at theta is equal to 5 degrees by the maximum value is called your normalized value. So from this we can write this equation as your beam solid angle rho a is equals to integration of pi is equals to 2 pi and integration of theta is equals to pi. So the power density, that means normalized power density or power, radiated power, into sin theta d theta d phi is equals to d rho. So from this, so this is the formula for, radiation intensity of a, for an isotropic antenna, U naught is equals to, this is the radiation intensity of a, sorry, you can get, sorry. So from this formula, we can say that our beam area is equals to integration of pi is equal to 0 to 2 pi and theta is equal to 0 to pi, the normalized power into your solid angle. So this is one way we can define your beam area. Another way also we can define our beam area. So beam area is equals to theta hp and into pi hp steradians. So what is theta hp and what is pi hp? So theta hp is the half power beam width in theta direction and pi hp is equals to half power beam width in the pi direction. If you multiply those two principal planes half power beam widths, then we get our total beam area. So beam area we can define in a two ways. So one way is it is the integral of the normalized power pattern over a sphere. And another way we can define our beam area is, it is the multiplication of the half power beam widths in two different planes. When we have to neglect the minor lobes. Next important parameter is radiation intensity. So radiation intensity is defined as the power radiated from an antenna per unit solid angle. Power radiated from an antenna to the per unit solid angle. So it is always is a far field parameter. So it can be obtained by simply multiplying the radiation intensity by the square of the distance. So here we written U is equals to R square into W rad, that means radiated density power, or we can write like this also, U of theta comma phi is equals to integration R square into power radiated, like this also we can write. So where U of theta is equals to your radiation intensity, R is the distance between the element to your far field distance, and W rod is equals to radiation density, that is watts per meter square, and this is watts per steradian. We can measure radiation intensity in watts per steradian, because here what we are doing, we are multiplying the power radiated, P rad, radiated power. So power will be expressed in watts and your intensity is in terms of solid angle. That's why it is watts per solid angle, that is watts per steradian. Suppose if you want to find out the total power obtained, the total power can be obtained by integrating the radiation intensity over the entire angle of a pi. Suppose what we are doing is, we are finding out the P rad. P rad is equals to, so surface integral of P rad into ds. So we know from this formula, the P rad is equals to, this is PD of theta comma phi. PD of theta comma phi is equals to PD of theta comma phi into, we know ds is equals to r square sin theta sin phi, that means d phi, sin theta d theta d phi. So we know ds is equals to, we are taking a small piece of material or small piece of area, so where ds is equals to r square sin theta d theta d phi. So if you substitute that value here, so this is the 4 pi So 4 pi PD, that means the power into r square. If you take this term one single term, and this is sin theta d theta d phi. Say sin theta d theta d phi. We know that r square into power is equals to your radiation intensity. So your radiation intensity is equals to PD of theta comma phi into r square, and we know that sin theta d theta d phi. So we know that is the small solid angle, that is d phi. So your total radiated power is equals to P rad is equals to surface integral of radiation intensity with the unit solid angle. So this is radiation intensity for an isotropic antenna. U naught is equals to the radiated power by the entire sphere, because for isotropic antenna the radiation is all the direction, it is equals to 380 degrees. So it can radiate all the, this is the property of an isotropic antenna, it can radiate each and every point on your circle or sphere should be equal. Whatever radiated power in one direction must be matched with the all the directions. So total sphere, the area is 4 pi. So the radiation intensity of an isotropic antenna is equals to power radiated by 4 pi. Or if you express this radiation intensity in the average power also, so this becomes U average is equals to P rad by 4 pi. So this is also average power, U average is equals to P rad by 4 pi. So finally we are expressing the normalized power pattern in terms of radiation intensity. So this is the normalized power pattern. So that is equals to radiation intensity. So U of theta comma phi is the radiation intensity by the radiation intensity maximum. Radiation intensity maximum. U of theta comma that is radiation intensity by maximum radiation intensity is equals to your normalized power.